For several thousand years, the last night of autumn, Yalda night, which is the darkest and longest night of the year, has been celebrated by Iranians, and various rituals and ceremonies are spent together on this memorable night. A beautiful night in different cities of Iran have costumes and traditions. One of the most important nights of ancient Iran is the night of Yalda, which has been considered and important by Iranians for a long time until today. To this day, not only has its value not this mentioned, but it has found a very special place among Iranians. The costumes of our country on Yalda night are different from other countries. Today we are going to show everything related to this dear and special night on the page of 333.Persia. Yalda night is the longest night of the year, which is related to the time between sunset from December 20, the last day of autumn, to sunrise on December 21, the first day of winter. Coincides with the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere. The night gets shorter and the days get longer. Subscribe our YouTube channel to watch the rest of this video and more. Yalda is derived from a Syriac word meaning birth. Syriac has been the common language of Christians, which has been obtained from research and study in historical books of dictionaries. The great scientist and calendarist Abu Rayhan al-Biruni mentions the night of Yalda as big birth and considers it as the birth of the sun. The word Yalda is not exactly known how and when it entered the Persian language. They do Iran, and due to the proximity of cultures, this Syriac word finds its way into Persian. As you know, the history and background of Yalda go back to ancient times, but it is not clear when exactly its date belongs to. Many archaeologists have proposed the date of Yalda night 7,000 years ago. Pottery has been cited since prehistoric times because animal motifs of Persian moons, such as scorpions and rams, have been hacked into these vessels. Of course, archaeological finds and inscriptions are rare, but archaeologists believe that up to 7,000 years ago. You can also observe the ritual related to Yalda night. With all these interpretations, what is known as the Night of Yalda dates back to 500 BC, and its date of entry into the official calendar of the ancient Iranians dates back to the time of Darius I, a calendar that includes the Egyptian and Babylonian calendars. We knew that the last night of autumn, which is the longest and darkest night of the year with the name of Yalda night, has gained a special place among Iranians, and the people of Iran will celebrate this long night together with all kinds of fun programs until dawn. They spend their joys so that the darkness and coldness and sorrow of the absence of sun do not weaken their souls, and they go to bed easily with a bright sky. According to ancient traditions, in the ancient religion, on the first day of winter, the Persian kings laid down the royal throne and went to the desert in white clothes and sat on the white carpet. And the guards and gatekeepers of the royal palace and all the servants and slaves in the city was liberated, and they lived like everyone else. And they were all in the same place, whether the chief or the king or the common people. Of course, the truth of this statement has not been proven, which may be just a myth. Yalda celebration is celebrated today by Iranians with relatives and families spending the night together, so that family members gather on this important night, and the elderly members of the family begin to tell ancient stories that eat watermelon, nuts, pomegranate, and sweet. And different fruits are symbolic aspects of this dear night. Most of these fruits have many seeds and are considered as a kind of contagious magic that human beings increase their fertility by resorting to their blessing. And watermelon and pomegranate are considered to represent the sun at night because of their red color. Common and famous rituals of Yalda night include lighting a fire, storytelling of elders, and eating snacks and divination on Hafiz. Since lighting a fire was a symbol of light and the sun in the eyes of the ancients, and some also knew it to remove the darkness and evil of the devil, so to escape the darkness and the forces of the devil, they lit a fire to create a warm circle together. On the night of Yalda, families gather together and listen to poetry readings and stories by elder people. Unreal and small stories whose heroes are fairies, demons, and animals, and surely every child will hear them, and it is pleasant and attractive. And depending on the culture of each city or province, stories related to themselves and narrated. For example, the story of Hossein Korchabestari is common among Azerbaijanians, and the stories of Shahnameh are common among Khorasanians. Also, reading Shahnameh is one of the most inseparable programs of Yalda night, which has been common for a long time. There is a great chance that you have such a person in your family who tells the story of Shahnameh. Picking the Yalda dinner table with a variety of foods and snacks is one of the rituals of this memorable night, which includes special nuts and fruits such as pomegranate, watermelon, and other snacks. It is interesting to know that in the past a table named mizad was spread and special dried and wet fruits and nuts were used in the table, which is one of the main components of the table and in fact is the feast of this celebration. Other components can be referred to perfumers, firefighters, incense burners, and barsam. Barsam is a prayer tool made of silver and brass metal or a special plant branch.